Chair Shot Reality on WrestleZone.com. And, of course, we are on Periscope Live under the WrestleZone Periscope channel. Hello to everybody there as they are taking part in the interactiveness that is Chair Shot Reality. Josh Eisenberg, Justin LeBar, a lot of stuff going on. We got our brand new audio podcast every Thursday, BS with CSR. You can check that out on CSRWrestling.com and our brand new audio partner, Audio Boom. That means it's on iTunes, it's everywhere. We're really expanding the way we need to expand. Josh, Justin, hot topics. Here we go, Josh.
Yes.
Natty Neidhart. Natty is not sure why she is not part of this Divas Revolution. Do you agree?
I do agree. Natty Neidhart is the trainer, the coach, the veteran, the grizzly veteran. So maybe a revolution needs to be with the younger women. Does that make sense? I think so. I'm sporting the Natty pink and black. I think she deserves to be in the Divas Revolution. I just don't see where she would fit. Where do you put her in there? She's not a Bella because the Bellas and her have hated each other for so long. Maybe she could be a Team PCB, but that defeats the purpose. And Team Bad, she ain't bad. She's not bad, Justin.
Bad.
I don't
She's
know.
naive.
Maybe she doesn't fit. She's a square peg in a round hole. It's not going to work. Bruce Hart says Tyson Kidd is done, finished.
Well, and there's a little handicap when you hear this. Bruce Hart, when you see these things, this is not actually Bruce Hart typing it. He's got this handler, some guy who gets to use his name and blog and write his wrestling thoughts, and he pens it as Bruce Hart, and they send it out to these websites. Bruce Hart is a few cookies short of a baker's dozen, if you get my drift. He's saying Tyson Kidd's completely out. Now, obviously, if Bruce Hart actually is dictating this to the person typing, Bruce Hart is, of course, involved in the family of Tyson Kidd, so he may know something more. But at the same time, I just question the validity of when Bruce Hart's saying something. I'll wait until I hear it from Tyson Kidd, Natty, the WWE, or doctors. Kurt Angle, talking about next. Kurt Angle says to our own Mark Madden on 105.9 The X that he's going to take a break from wrestling once TNA's contract is done. He
sounded defeated, and I talked about this on WZ Daily a little bit. He sounded defeated. He sounded like he needed time off. A good thing. Take some time off. January of 2016, all you have to do is take 1 year off and then come back for one final run in WWE. I guarantee you we will see Kurt Angle in the WWE in 2017. Whenever he leaves, makes the heart grow fonder. When you're not here, Justin, my heart fawns for you. Does that make sense?
I completely understand.
You understand that?
I do.
Same for you with me?
No.
No? Okay. Anyway, another NXT diva, Jasmine, having racial tweets that are resurfacing.
Racial tweets, I'm going to give a shout out right now to Blake Mitchumore, who hosts BS with CSR. Blake said it about perfectly, I think about the 27-minute mark of this half-hour podcast. Blake said, down in NXT, they have promo classes to teach the up-and-coming divas and superstars how to cut promos. They need to have social media and Twitter classes. I don't care if it was from 2012. I don't care when these things are from. If you just can't do it. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I want a microphone or I want a microscope on everything I've ever said in private or this, that in my entire life.
You wouldn't have a job.
Yeah, but it's like, come on.
True.
Especially, Jasmine. I don't know how to pronounce her real name, so I'm not even going to try. But we'll refer to her as Jasmine. After all the other incidents we've just seen with Zara Schreiber and Jessica Havoc ran into it, you would think, you would go, wait, do I have anything? I better start clearing out my history before anybody else finds it. But that's just me, though. Speaking of divas, Lana, my girl, injured wrist, having surgery, going to be out up to 4 months. She's apparently got this wrist injury, Josh, when she was training for her first match.
Now, you know what? Lana's okay because she's going to come back, and she's actually not really going to go away. I think that the feud's going to cool off, actually. Rusev and Ziggler at Night of Champions. I think there's some sort of finality there, and one of those guys moves up, and one of those guys stay constant. Probably Rusev moving up because they need more heels right now. But Lana is such an interesting and intriguing character because she's never performed in the ring, but people want to see her. They want to see Lana every single week, and you can still utilize her to what she's been doing for such a long time. Has been a mouthpiece, has been a that sex figure in the middle of the ring for
Russian.
people. Yeah, that's why people loved her. And
Legs for days.
Legs for days?
Legs for days.
Not Stacy Keibler legs, though. Female Japanese wrestler Kana signs with the WWE.
Well, it's nice to see WWE continuing to expand internationally and bring more talent in that have different backgrounds and different followings. I do worry about this, though. We saw it with Hideo Itami. Hideo Itami had a lot more fanfare. It was a bigger name as Kenta when he signed with WWE and NXT. Granted, he came in when a lot of other people were coming in. Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, and granted, he got hurt. But I worry because I've watched a lot of Kana stuff recently, trying to get up to date on her. She has an amazing skill set, very wide range, but I don't know if she conveys enough emotion. If she conveys enough emotion to connect with the audience, and I also wonder, will they keep her the destroyer that she can be in the ring, or will they sexify and diva her up a little bit like WWE would do? But I'm interested to see it. Congratulations nonetheless to her. And finally, on our hot topics here, before we get into our third man talk, Bubba Ray Dudley getting some shots fired at him from several former WWE superstars, Rene Dupree and Rico, just to name a few, saying that Bubba is too rough in the ring.
And if you're live on Periscope right now, you saw Bryan whining like a baby, because it's true. That's like telling James Harrison not to go hit somebody. That's like telling, I don't know, a lot of different people not to go hit somebody. This is professional wrestling. Grow a pair and be a wrestler. That's it.
Well,
that's it.
Short and sweet. All right. Well, we know it's not going to be Bubba Ray Dudley. I still stand by for a moment that I didn't want to see a third man. I wanted just to see Reigns and Ambrose overcome the odds of 3 against 2, and that there is a way to do it. But it seems like a third man is coming. Josh Eisenberg, who is the third man? Who is the third man?
Man, that's a great question. I don't think it can be a Baron Corbin or anybody at NXT. There's not even an answer for me to say who the third man is, because I don't know. I think they're going to just really go with a Randy Orton or go for some. You think it's Eric Rowan? Yeah. Really? Why Eric Rowan, of all people?
Well, here's the thing.
Guy with the
It's
stupid hair and
down to
stupid
process
mask.
of elimination.
He said it a month ago, apparently.
Off to the side.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a microphone.
It goes down to process of elimination. It's not going to be Randy Orton. The way I interpreted Randy Orton on Raw, I interpreted it as they randomly showed him talking to Ambrose and Reigns. I figured we were going to see a bunch of people talking to him. So we see him talking to them. So the Wyatt family, they're acting quick. They're striking fast, making sure nobody joins the calls. And then they're going to keep doing that to anybody else. No. So Randy Orton's not. I think he's being written off TV because he wants to have more vacation time. Baron Corbin should not be it. You should not have 2 new guys in this feud. We should not be introducing Braun Strowman and Baron Corbin, because then all of a sudden it makes Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose fall to the wayside. Yeah. Eric Rowan makes sense at this point in time. If they're gonna have a third man, it makes sense, because the crowd will pop. They'll understand the relevance to it and the connection he had with the Wyatt family, but he won't overshadow Dean and Roman.
If so, they have to repackage him. He can't have the beard. He can't be just this bald, long red beard. If he's coming back and going against the Wyatt family, he needs to look different. He needs to look like a guy that fits in with Roman Reigns, the pretty Samoan, long flowing hair, and Dean Ambrose, who's not the best.
He's the third man of CSR.
Ugliest thing ever. I mean, he looks better than Golish here, though. He looks better than Golish. Who would look better in a jumpsuit, him or Golish? In
a jumpsuit?
In this jumpsuit thing.
I wouldn't mind giving Golish the mask, but nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely.
ChairShotRealityWrestleZone.com. We got plenty more videos coming up this weekend. #WZCSR. Let us know who is the most wasted talent in WWE. If you're watching on Periscope right now, you can type it in right now, but we want you to tweet it with #WZCSR, and we will use it on the show this weekend as we talk about who is the most wasted talent in WWE. We're going to get fired up. We're also going to talk, is Sting living up to expectations in WWE? Don't miss it. ChairShotRealityWrestleZone.com, your #1 procrastination tool on the internet. I'm Justin LeBar alongside Josh Eisenberg. Follow all of us on social media. Again, make sure you check out Audio Boom, our new audio partner. They are distributing our all audio podcast on Thursday with BS and CSR. Also on Mondays, you'll hear a shorter, kind of 5-minute audio version with some of the best of clips from the video show.
So it's the best of me then, because I bring the best, right?
Ridiculous.
Can I say that?
No,
yeah, I can say that. I absolutely can.
False advertising.
Who is WWE's most wasted talent? Because you have 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown, and there's a lot of guys that are floating kind of in that middle range, Justin.
Good.
A lot of guys. You can say Cesaro. I think that's a very popular choice. I'm actually going to spin it a little bit and say Cody Rhodes. Your boy, Cody Rhodes, is the most wasted talent in WWE. You pair him up with a tag team that's just as irrelevant right now than he is in the Ascension, and you have this odd cosmic wasteland connection between these 3 guys, which makes absolutely no sense. It sounds ridiculous. But Cody Rhodes is the most wasted talent.
Cody was in consideration for me to look at. Cesaro, obviously, anybody can make an argument that Cesaro could, of course, be so much more. I mean, no matter what you do with Cesaro, there's always you feel like there's more because he is so talented and gifted. But I'm going to go with my other boy, Luke Harper. And I'm going to say this. Luke Harper, tremendous talent. You've heard rumors of people back. I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Edge, and Christian all put him over in passing pretty early on in the podcast last Monday. Luke Harper, phenomenal size, can work with anybody. He makes everything look good. The facial expressions, not just is he a big man that can do some stuff, but he can speak.
Yeah.
We only hear him in shorter bursts usually, and because of how the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt talking the most. But he can cut a promo, and of course he has great facial expressions and great eyes. And I say he's wasted because, yes, he is featured on TV every week, so that's a good step. But he's still being wasted because he has so much more talent to utilize. He's still the henchman, the right-hand man of Bray Wyatt. And, of course, even being the right-hand man of Bray Wyatt hasn't had the greatest booking and creative over the last year. So I think Luke Harper, they're really missing out on this guy who is in his 30s, almost to mid-30s. So you got to utilize him while you have him.
One guy that I feel is being wasted right now that not a lot of people might even think of, he's been hurt, but you have not utilized him since he's been medically cleared, and that's Daniel Bryan. If Daniel Bryan's doctors say that he's good to go, he's ready to go, he should have been there the next night on Raw, because Daniel Bryan does something for any person in WWE that wants to be a heel. He makes them into an old school traditional heel. Look at the heat. Just because of how popular Daniel Bryan was that a returning Batista got. That heat right there could do so much for so many young guys. Think of a Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan. The people that love Kevin Owens are going to cheer for Daniel Bryan because he's universally loved by everybody. Daniel Bryan is so mismanaged right now, and if he's medically cleared, which he said, the doctor said, he should be in the ring right now.
See, I'm going to disagree with you because while I love Daniel Bryan, I always say he's the best bell-to-bell performer in WWE when he's healthy. One set of doctors are saying it, but WWE is going to be very careful with this for a couple of reasons. They're going to be very careful with it because of the ongoing litigation they have with CM Punk. They're going to be very careful with it because Daniel Bryan has had a checkered last year and a half, almost coming up on 2 years with medical. I mean, neck injuries are no joke, and especially his style. And 2 times now they've had a title on him, first the WWE World, then the Intercontinental, and he's had to bow out.
But it's not necessarily about him holding a title, though. Well, it's not the fact of him being champion, it's the fact of him helping everybody else out.
But the point is that they tried to do something with him. They tried to do something quality, and each time, I mean, I'm not saying that he shouldn't never wrestle again. It's not my call. I hope that's not the case. I want to see him wrestle again, but I completely understand them being as cautious as you could be.
You can't, but they're being overcautious.
No, you can't be overly cautious.
They absolutely are.
You can't be overly cautious when you're dealing with Nick.
Harper out now. This is prop week here for CSR.
Look at the eyes, Liz. Get the eyes. Get the eyes.
Are beautiful.
Get the eyes.
Brown.
Look at that. Look at that.
Coffee.
That is underrated.
That guy right there, though. This guy right here. I will tell you this much. I love Luke Harper, but he, as this jeans and everything, hold it, he's not ever going to win.
There's nothing wrong with the jeans.
This championship, that's never going to be on Luke Harper's waist, because the look that he has right there is not a world champion material. I look like a champion more than Luke Harper. That hurt, man. More than Luke Harper. If you want a guy to hold this belt, if you want somebody different, I think all of us know it has to be Cesaro.
Chairshot Reality, WrestleZone.com. We have a lot of better third men.
A lot of props. A lot of props. Just speaking of third men, Bullish and I get fired up coming up.
Fired Up's coming up. Fired Up is coming up. Plus, we're still going to talk Sting on the roundtable. Sting living up to the expectations in WWE. This guy is exceeding.
Fired Up, Chairshot Reality, Eisenberg, Ghoulish. I'm not wasting any time. The heat is on, but it was turned off this past Monday on Raw. I am fired up because once again, for the 1,377,212th time, write that number down, you saw Sheamus versus Randy Orton. I've been such a supporter of both men. I love the matches that they do. I love the chemistry that they have inside of the ring. They put on good matches, but we've seen it. We've seen it over and over again, and there's nothing more you can do. You can change characters. You can put titles on the line. It's been done. It's been done. I am fired up because I'm sick of seeing the same nonsense every single week.
Remember it, write it down, take a picture. I don't give a bleep. Do me a favor.
Okay.
Slap me.
I do not want to touch you.
Slap me. Working stiff. All you complainers out there about Bubba Ray Dudley, give me a break. Listen, I know you got some sour grapes.
so
You're not in the WWE anymore. I know you got sour grapes that, well, maybe didn't work out. You didn't make the money. You're not the mainstream like Bubba Ray. But get over yourselves. And it's not just those who are saying things about Bubba Ray Dudley. It's about everyone who comes out and bashes WWE about what happened or what didn't happen and what medical tests took place and what didn't. Listen, I'm not saying there's an unspoken code you should follow, but why burn bridges? Do you think it's going to help you at all to make any money? Are you going to shoot interview out of this one? No, you're not. No one cares. You're irrelevant. Get off, Bubba, and maybe get on something like a new career.
Wow, I am fired up for seeing a guy who never worked stiff and was one of the best technical wrestlers in the ring, Kurt Angle, announcing to Mark Madden in the World that his contract is up in January. He has no intentions to re-sign, probably because there might not be a company in January. But I'm fired up for Kurt Angle's health. Give him 1 full year of recovery. Let him sit out in 2016. And do you know what? I want to hear the da-na.
You
Da-na.
Suck.
WrestleMania 33, but first, the Royal Rumble in 2017. You want to write things down, you want to take a little picture, you want to snap it, tweet it, Instagram it, Snapchat, whatever you want to do. Kurt Angle 2017 WWE.
Would they have it in Pittsburgh? Would they bring the Rumble back to Pittsburgh?
I hope
that
so.
Would be a surprise entrance.
Well, he'd obviously be number 30. If they announced it, he'd write him down, he'll be back.
Fired up. You know what else I'm fired up about? I don't even remember what was on my list. What the hell was my second fired up?
You had a lot of fired ups.
Oh, yeah. Hey, let's jump the ring. Let's jump the barrier. Let's throw briefcase in the ring. Why, oh why, fans, are you going to ruin it for the rest of us? There's no reason you do these stupid things. You're not on in front of the Super Bowl streaking. You just want to jump out, walk next to Seth Rollins like this. You know, one day, and someone should be fired in the WWE. That security breakdown, it's a pretty big breakdown.
Couple times.
Yes, a couple times. And who's it happened to? Roman Reigns got hit with a briefcase. Dean Ambrose got attacked with a knife almost from behind. And Seth Rollins coming to the ring on Raw.
Somebody doesn't
it's
like
the
the Shield.
So
Somebody
let me
doesn't
tell you
like the
something.
Shield.
WWE, if you want to protect the Shield, you need to protect the Shield and shield it.
I like that. I am fired up about Kevin Owens, a guy chasing, apparently, the Intercontinental Championship. I've said for months I have hated Ryback versus Big Show, Ryback versus The Miz. It doesn't give him any credibility being a 7-foot jabroni who is not relevant since '99. I'm fired up because this is the first time right now that Ryback's going to have really good in-ring competition. That's something he's never had as Intercontinental Champion. He won an Elimination Chamber, and then after that was just a rotating door and then an emphasis on guys like the Big Show. But Kevin Owens is a wrestler. He knows how to get the best out of guys, and this could be the best Ryback match since Ryback versus Daniel Bryan about 2 years ago, before he was booed and hated and thrown out of WWE by the fans because they hated what he did. Ryback Owens has potential to be good. I don't want to see it at Night of Champions, even though we will, but this could be something great for KO to come back up from the dead, from, fighting John Cena all the way up here, all the way down to Cesaro, even though you had no idea what they were fighting about. Put a title on him. Owens versus Ryback. I'll take my money. Go.
All right, do me a favor. Can we get that other camera shot in there?
That's a good camera shot.
Can we take that? Now look at this beautiful new virtual set at Point Park University. All right, you can come back here. So we got a new set for Chair Shot Reality
What if he directs the
Video.
director? I don't
We've got a
understand how
new
that happens.
podcast platform, Audio Boom. And you know what? Speaking of podcasts, Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast. I'm fired up. Your boy,
My boy,
Edge,
the Rated R
the
Superstar.
Rated R Superstar,
the man.
and Christian joined Steve Austin. Now, we went from you think you know me, you think you know me on the kazoos to
I love the audio graphics right
and
now.
it's
It's
only
good.
going to get
It's
better.
good.
The WWE is on something big here, and I don't know what you're paying Austin. Pay him more, bring in more frequent guests, not once a month, do it bi-weekly. Once a month, good, keeps the intrigue. But if you're gonna do it like that, you gotta get more out of it. You gotta do something big. I'm ready for Sting. I'm ready for all these extras.
I'm ready for Justin LeBar.
I'm ready for Justin LeBar.
The star shining brighter than ever. RJ City, Rhino, all these guys on his entourage.
His
That
entourage.
should be his name, not Team LeBar.
All right, well,
Chair Shot Reality, keep it rolling. We have Sting coming up next. Bet you don't actually. One thing you know for sure is he sucks, right? I said it. Golish,
You're
I'm
on
firing it
trial,
out your
Mr.
way,
Golish.
Golish.
You're on trial.
And I don't blame the man. I don't blame the icon. I don't blame Sting. I blame whoever in their right mind is putting more time into Dolph Ziggler and Rusev.
I got a director now. I'm actually going to turn him off. I want to make sure I can hear him nice and clear. Hang on. All right, Paul,
You're
you're
good?
off. Sorry. I want to hear this nice and clear. Defense attorney for Mr.
Please.
Borden. Make your opening statements. Has Sting lived up to the expectations in WWE thus far?
no.
Okay.
But it's not because of the character he's in now. Sting hasn't lived up to the expectations, and it's not because of Sting. It's because they immediately dropped the ball and shut Sting off for 3 months after WrestleMania. There's no reason why. That was a great match at WrestleMania. It wasn't an all-time great match, but for what he and Triple H did with the NWO and DX coming
great
in.
for the bells and whistles.
Yes.
Very
Why
nostalgic.
stop that momentum? You have him the next night. He does Bo Dallas in after Raw. Why stop? Why wait an entire summer? Do something to keep him around, keep him relevant. Now he comes back out of nowhere, comes out of a box where a statue's supposed to be, and it's kind of like, well, where'd this come from? Yeah. It makes no sense. And that's my opening statement.
It's an interesting point that, and I agree with that, pretty much everything you said there. It's an interesting point that here it is, Sting. We all made a big deal, and it wasn't just us. We were basically speaking for the rest of the internet wrestling community. It was such a big deal, and we realized, okay, he's going to be challenging. The match graphics been made. He's challenging for the first time ever in his career the WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
First time ever.
And we have not talked anything about him challenging. It's been about a statue. And
I think
statue.
And one more time.
Statue.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm not gonna say one more, but I agree. I agree that makes no sense because that's more important. And maybe it's me liking Seth Rollins too much, or I'm still somewhat intrigued by this. I'm still intrigued by what's going to happen at Night of Champions, but it's not his fault. And what really frustrates me is you have him supposedly flown into Baltimore. He doesn't appear to the live crowd, but he's backstage pretending like he's the Joker from TNA. Whenever he was in TNA, he was that goofy Joker character. I like Sting when you had no idea what the hell he was going to do, when he was mysterious, when he'd pop out of nowhere. But instead of popping out of nowhere, he ducks and then pops back up. Ducks. He's not a dang Jack in the Box.
What I would like to actually have seen, now looking back, and maybe I would have said this 6 months ago, so this is a hindsight 2020 statement. I think now looking back, since he had his first match in April or late March, I would have rather him been around a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because the fact that they're trying to portray him as a special attraction, which he is a special attraction. He doesn't need to be on every Raw, every pay-per-view. But the fact that they're trying to space this out so much and make it that big of a deal, it puts a lot more expectation and pressure. And had he just been on every other pay-per-view, or had he been in a little bit more, even if he would have appeared in Japan on the network special, The Beast in the East, things like that, it at least then doesn't put as much pressure. Because right now we are microscoping on him, and it's not completely his fault, as Bryan said. It's just bad.
It's bad timing, bad presentation. The story seems extremely forced. Why? You built up 4 hours of SummerSlam. Why would you not
Here's
put
what they
him
did
at
with Sting.
SummerSlam?
Just like you did with this segment. You put Ghoulish on right away, and you wait 3 minutes to bring me back in. So I'm going to take another 3 minutes, and then I'll be back. So you guys keep going, and I'll be right back.
Where is he going?
I think it's to take
One thing you know for sure about Ghoulish is
bathroom
you never know anything for sure.
Is that the first live bathroom break on the show?
I really have no idea where he's going. This is uncharted territories.
We have minimal scripts.
He just
We had minimal
left.
scripts,
That's
but
like
that wasn't on it.
that's like going pee in a public pool. You just
That
don't
wasn't
do
on
it.
it.
He just walked out.
Okay, well, anyways, so
Anyway, Justin, how are you?
nice to see you.
Good to see you too, sir.
Old times,
No,
eh?
it is old times, like all week apparently. No, but here's my problem here. Man to man, Sting doesn't feel special to me.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel special because they're not giving him anything special to feel about. He's backstage segments with a stupid statue. He comes back and he appears out of nowhere. He doesn't feel special. He doesn't feel like Brock Lesnar when he should.
That's what he did. That's what he did in the camera.
That's it.
Popped up,
That's
popped
it.
in.
I get
And
it
by the
now.
way,
He's
and
smart. He's actually smart. I get it
I
now.
think because the thing with the trash dumpster, I googled that trash company. They're based in Western Maryland and West Virginia, so not far off from Baltimore. So that probably was that was filmed in Baltimore, maybe earlier in the day. If you fly Sting there, why would you
might as
not
well throw him on the show.
Drive the truck into the arena, have lights go out, he appears in the arena, lights back out, he's back in the trash truck. I don't know. Think of how good that would have looked. Because we all know the trash stuff was probably pre-taped. Imagine if they would have had, at the very end, build it towards the end. Obviously, Rollins, after the lost the six-man tag.
A crushed statue falling from above.
No, even better.
That's a good idea.
Rollins standing in the
On
middle
the
of the
stage.
ring. The crow thing happens. You see Sting with the truck. And then he says something. Lights go out. Lights come back on. Sting's standing behind Rollins. As soon as Rollins turns around and sees him, lights go back out, and all of a sudden he's back on the truck. Because it's pre-taped, you can make it happen. It wouldn't.
Yeah.
Why do you fly into Baltimore and not put him out in front of the live crowd? At least have him come out to the dark.
How about this?
To the dark audience.
Last
after the
question to
show.
wrap this up. We'll talk about our predictions next week, obviously. Where does Sting go from here? After
World
next
Heavyweight
Sunday.
Championship. He wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Whether he loses it to Sheamus or not really doesn't matter. He's got to win. He's got to win for the
But then a rematch clause? He's
Might
not
be-
that
he might
guy.
be 0-2.
He might be
0-2.
No, but back to the point real quick. Yes. In TNA it worked. It was Joker. It was like, "Ooh," you know.
Because like
Did what he had to do.
600,000 people saw it, not 3 million.
But why not, to your point, have him just sit in the rafters? Be the
Yeah.
mysterious Sting. That's the Sting.
That's what I said.
If you want to bring back the
Give me the
black
credit.
and white Sting, since the red's gone all of a sudden already.
You're so hurt by
Why
the
don't
On
you
red.
just
colors.
dye his
You were so
damn-
hurt by
listen,
the red
Dye
being
his
gone.
hair blonde and just
Oh,
put
here
all
we
the
go.
colors on.
Gould, she's having a hard enough time keeping the
They've
dark
already
hair
ruined
on
it.
there.
What's the point?
You're worried about him going blonde. His hair's 40-yard dashing faster than mine.
That's
We
true.
don't got to be worried about no blonde hair
Wait,
for him.
what'd you just say?
40-yard dashing.
Fast.
Fast.
Gone, like Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
100 meter.
Although it does look pretty. It looks kind of thick today.
It really doesn't.
It does.
No,
It
does.
It
No, it doesn't.
does.
It never looks thick. Please don't
the
ever say
lights,
the
you
word
can't really
thick.
see.
It just don't know.
But
What?
But
I'm trying to
last
close
one.
We're
Wow.
still talking here.
We
dude.
are still talking.
I'm
Last point.
exhausted.
Liz
right
is
now.
giving us a rap sign.
I'm
Tell us the
exhausted.
rap.
Last point.
She's like, this is going down.
He is good at it.
Okay.
He's good at it.
I think your mic's dead is what I'm trying to say.
He probably didn't turn it back on. Guy's all hopped up on meds.
You tell him that we're going to talk about Sting. It gets a little carried away.
Blows
Share
a
Shot
blood
Rally.
clot.
Make sure Monday you can see hear some of the best of it on audio.
Goalish! There he is.